Greenwood Church, Jamin Bradley. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. You're also a pastor at
Promise Church.
Promise Church.
Yep, which works with adults with special needs. So doing plenty of pastoral things these days, I guess.
Awesome. Well, you probably encounter Betsy Brewer. So
oh yeah, we love Betsy.
Betsy Brewer, who watches JTV every day. Betsy, look who's here.
Hi, good to see ya.
Well, you guys are doing something during the month of November that I think is pretty cool. Yep. What is it?
It's called Nom Nom November. It was kind of like a last minute idea with all the government shutdown. I was out of church scrolling through, social media, and I just keep seeing SNAP benefits cut, SNAP benefits. Maybe you get them, maybe you don't. Just everything that I got was that. I was like, man, how do you help with something this big? And immediately was like, well, we used to serve meals every week before the pandemic, where it was just like service was integrated with food. So what if we just for the rest of November served a dinner every weekday, got back into our old habits, and just to offset how the month started and try to help people out with some food justice issues.
And how's it going?
It's been pretty good. We are still kind of getting the word out there. When you're doing something this impromptu, it's not always easy to get the word out as fast, so I appreciate helping us out with this. But the food's been delicious. We love cooking, and we're big believers. And Jesus said, if you're gonna, when you feed the poor, you feed him. So what kind of meals will we cook for Jesus? So I've smoked a bunch of pork butts right there to make up some.
So you're the cook.
I do a lot of the cooking. I always if ministry fell apart, cooking might be the job that I go to. Chicken carbonara, all kinds of things. And then other people have been cooking too. Tonight, volunteers helping out with some sloppy joes. Last week, a volunteer did some chili and some turkey vegetable soup, and last night, chicken gnocchi soup, which was especially delicious. So all kinds of things. It's been fun to experiment and have a good time.
That's cool. And what's tonight?
Tonight will be the sloppy joes, and then tomorrow's kind of pulled chicken tacos. So
cool. You had a very ambitious goal when you started this. You weren't going to just do it one night.
Yeah.
You're going to do it every night.
Yep, for the month. So 15 nights, and I knew that based on how our old dinners went, if we hopped into this, people would be energized to pitch in with help and finances. So people hopped right in as I expected, and it's been a cool thing to bring the community together. So.
Well, it's obvious, as anyone who drives around town knows, the need is pretty great right now. The population that you serve, are these typical members of your church, the neighborhood, or where are they coming from?
Yeah, it's kind of varied depending on what different things we've worked on over the years. So like when we ran a dinner church, we went from 40 people to 100 people over the course of 3 years, bringing in a lot of homeless and impoverished people looking for meals. And so that was kind of the community that we wanted to plug back into for these. So.
You guys do a lot of those community events, and they're all based around fellowship. Things like game nights and the meals and Super Bowl parties and stuff like that. How does that contribute to your pastoral mission? Yeah,
well, I've always found community. Church is a community, first off, not a building, and I think we often confuse that. So community events are important, especially in a time where people are so isolated and the internet's kind of shut us off from each other, physically speaking. So I think the more space we can create for people to party and just be together, to me there's something deeply spiritual about that, that I think churches often miss when they're trying to throw in things that they think will make it more spiritual. So just being with people does a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think your Sunday morning services were for a while built around a brunch, weren't they?
We have a cereal bar we run right now.
Oh, cereal.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a cereal bar that starts before service, and then there was 3 years where it was around dinners. So yeah.
How has your church grown? You mentioned you had an increase when you expanded.
Yeah, the food element with the dinner church model really helped it grow. I think since the pandemic hit, every church has been trying to recover in its own kind of way, and so we've had a little bit of a slower approach, but we're plugging into the people that I think especially want to step into issues like this and find ways forward. They're attracted to that kind of stuff. So.
Nice. You brought along a couple of videos we wanted to take a look at, and I think this is a taco bar.
Yeah, it's the pulled pork that I was smoking up for a good 8 hours. And then I think the other one was chicken carbonara, where we made a homemade sauce, bucatini noodles and chicken and ham and cheese. Kind of like cordon bleu if it was in a pasta form. So, yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
So are people coming back? Are you seeing people?
Mm-hmm. There are some people that have been open with us that they're dealing with housing crisis, so they're present because they have other places to be at the time, and it's a warm spot to be, and it provides the food. And then others who are getting the word out, some popping in regularly, and others just checking it out and back and forth. So.
You really are located in an area that there isn't a nearby grocer,
Mm-hmm.
so are people in the neighborhood just having difficulty obtaining food in addition to paying for it?
Yeah, we also have a pantry that Compassionate Ministries of Jackson loads up for us, so when they come by, they know that they could also look through that and see if there's anything that's helpful to them. Because otherwise, yeah, it's a few blocks down to the nearest kind of just Dollar General type area. So.
Well, and when it's cold and
Mm-hmm.
Snowy, it's that much more of a challenge, obviously, to get somewhere. Looks like you got some help besides you being chief cook.
Yeah.
What else could you use?
The big things that we've mentioned is of course, finances can help. We're doing pretty good on that. There was a lot of generous people when they heard we were doing this. But otherwise, we kind of have 3 different volunteer areas. There's the setup, and then there's the serving, and then there's the dishes after. So we could, of course, be doing paper plates and stuff, but there's something about the way you put food on something nice that increases its flavor and enjoyment. So.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure people feel more special that it's not on paper and plastic.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to help, they should just contact you.
Yeah, you can go to our webpage, 1208greenwood.com, use the contact form, or if you know me in some other way, you can contact me however you know. And then, we'll do this on Thanksgiving too, so there may be extra space to need some help on that day. I don't know, I haven't done a Thanksgiving dinner before, but I've heard Jackson can get pretty loaded when you do those, so we'll find out.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be very popular. Well, it's pretty cool what you're doing, and check out all that they're doing at 1208 Greenwood. Pretty cool service-oriented ministry. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
The lead pastor of 1208 Greenwood Church, Jamin Bradley. Well, next it's time to celebrate some